Welcome to the Neen Valley Role-Playing Association, a group of friends who like to play RPGs. Let's role-playing games and try and have fun. If you like the video, please like and subscribe.
Welcome back to Wildspace, and welcome back to D&D, a Spelljammer campaign that's a little different. It's been a while. Sorry about that, but hopefully you've had some exciting things to watch in the meantime. If you've been following our East Texas University game, if you haven't, catch up with it. It's fantastic. We find ourselves on a planet and with a mystery. We find ourselves looking for something that we find only in the pages of a cheap penny dreadful. The story of a pirate leads us to the land of dragons and a dwarf who is looking for absolution. And as the player characters have arrived on this island, the old ruins of an encampment, they are introduced suddenly to a young human woman who, for some reason, still looks exactly the same as she did from many, many years ago. Strange. So, who do we have with us this evening? Well, let's start at the top, and that is with Anthony, who is playing Lovlaw. Anthony, tell us about Lovlaw.
Lovlaw. We have to get into character as Lovlaw. He is big. He's a Goliath barbarian who was born to a slave woman, ran away to be raised by actually was sold off, to be raised in mercenary legions, fought until he couldn't do it anymore, and now has joined this merry band as their heavy hitter and the guy who they can count on to always jump right into the breach.
Excellent. Rob is playing Shagruris, Shaggy to his friends. Rob, tell us about Shaggy.
Shaggy's a plasmoid. When he speaks, everybody perceives it slightly differently because Shaggy doesn't actually speak because he's got no vocal cords. So how he does that, I haven't come up with an idea yet. But I thought it would be interesting to say that Varo and Lovlaw might hear two different types of voices depending on their moods. He's also the life and soul of the party. Let's face it, without Shaggy, there is no pirate ship. Without Shaggy, there is no Penny Dreadfuls. Without Shaggy, they would all be dead because Shaggy is amazing. He's fantastic. In actual fact, if he got any better, he would be almost godlike in Shaggy's eyes.
Very good. And also modest. So, Martin.
Very modest.
Martin, you're playing JL, who for some reason has the captain tag attached to her. Tell us about JL.
Yes, she's a young, charming tiefling of a fairly well-known family in Enchant, and she's come out to the Wildspace to learn and a bit of adventure.
Good.
Can it squeak? It's been a while since I've had to do that. I need to get back into the habit of that one.
Pete, you're playing Varo. Tell us about Varo.
Yes, Varo is a tall, elegant, handsome elf of indeterminate age, as they are wont to be. Life of the party, and as you might have guessed, a bard.
Hits things with his banjo. Hits things. Anyway, moving on. Christine. Finally, Christine. I am not a cat. Christine is playing Megan. Christine, tell us about Megan.
Yeah, I am playing Megan Lightfoot. Megan is also an astro elf, but she is a monk. She is a member of the Oracles of Istus. She doesn't particularly hide this fact, but she also doesn't necessarily offer it up to those she doesn't know. She's currently actually on hiatus from her monkish work. She is travelling the known space with this bunch of reprobates in an effort to try and discover the mysteries of a box that she has been given by her monastery to basically try and open and discover its secrets. And she is endeavouring to do that in her travels with this group.
Very good. Excellent. That's great, folks. Thank you. So, you are on the continent, not really an island, but the continent of Draconima, where the dragons are on the north side of... where are we? On the north side of the planet of Shelta. People don't normally go to Draconima. And so you've actually flown across in your Spelljammer from an island to the south. And you've taken with you a dwarf who has told you a story about his order and about the leader of his order and about the things that have occurred. And you've now landed on the island, and as you've come ashore, you found the ruins of the encampment from many years ago. And as you looked around and as you sort of wandered about through the ruins of that encampment, this young woman has appeared. And this is Durec, the dwarf, and he has fallen to his knees, and he has prostrated himself in front of this young woman, and he has apologised to her, and he has asked her to take him to the dragon that rules over this land, so that he may make his formal apology. And that was where we left it last time. So, any questions before we decide what to do next? Anybody have any information that they need? Any updates? No? Good. Okay. So, folks.
I have one question, which is
Sure.
what are we here for? There's
So,
a necklace. I've got some notes, but they don't mean a lot to me.
yep.
Hastanil had a necklace, an amulet,
So-
a holy symbol of Rao with complex engravings around the outside. The heart, it says the heart, I don't know what that is, had text on it in a language that Durec couldn't read, and something about the hand of St. Valor. Not sure what those all are.
Yes. So the story of Julian the Pirate Paladin that was introduced to you by Shaggy was that
Excuse me, the historical records.
the definitely 100%
Yes.
historical records.
100% accurate historical records.
Historical records which will base our whole society upon. Yeah.
Yes.
Part 2 was called The Mighty Dragon, and after rescuing Princess Lillian in part 1, Julian travels to the planet of Velta to visit the sacred site of his order, the Paladins of the Promise. And while there, he learns that some members of his order were retrieving a holy relic, the Hand of Saint Valor, from a lost temple in a jungle on an island across the sea. Julian heads to the island but discovers the land is under the control of an ancient bronze dragon named Vethrax. Julian seeks permission from the dragon to visit the temple, but the dragon, who is vain and prideful, demands a tribute. Taking every piece of treasure he has, he offers the loot to the dragon, who is pleased by the offer and allows Julian to go to the temple. Inside the temple, he rescues the other members of his order from a pit trap, defeats some snake guardians, and retrieves the Hand of Saint Valor, which is some important magical item.
Okay,
Now-
so that's what the records say about Julian, but Hastanil is the real paladin.
So,
Came here.
yes, Durec told you that he was part of an order, the
Yeah.
Light of Rao. And the Rao, for anyone who has forgotten, is the god of peace and reason. And he was a member of this group, and they planned to bring the Light of Rao to Draconima. And there was an elf paladin called Hastanil, who was the leader of this group. And they established this place on Draconima initially, the settlement that actually you're stood in the ruins of. And initially everything was going well, and Hastanil was. But then this young woman visited and said, "You can go this far and no further. You are not to go any further." Hastanil scoffed at this and said, "We will bring light to the people of this place." And the young woman said, "What makes you think that the people of this place want your light? Thank you very much." And Hastanil seemed to be quite prideful, and he insisted. In the end, he went off with a small group into the jungle. He came back. They had fought a dragon. Only 3 of them returned. And they fought a dragon and slain the dragon, apparently. Marvellous, very good work, it seemed. Only it seemed that maybe the dragon that they'd slain was a baby, or a young one, and the parent dragon wasn't very chuffed. And basically a number of them ran away. The remainder stayed behind, and who knows what fate befell them. And their fort on the island to the south was destroyed by the dragon during a great storm one night. The storm seemed supernatural, so it seemed like maybe the dragon had caused the storm and then used that as cover to attack and destroy their fort. And that was the point at which Durec hung up his armour and became a healer and continued to live on the island for many years, acting as a healer and helping the locals. Completely changed how he decided to live his life. So that okay?
So what is this about the necklace?
Okay.
It's imbued with immeasurable power.
An amulet, a holy symbol of Rao with complex engravings around the outside.
So all that you were asked about the hand of Saint Valor.
Yes.
And all that Durec could tell you was that Hastonil had a necklace. He'd seen that Hastonil had this necklace, and he described the necklace to you. That's all he could.
Okay, and I just have this. I just have this one line which says, "The heart had text on it in a language that Durec couldn't read." I don't know what that means.
Okay, so Durec said that he had seen that Hastonil had a what he took to be a holy symbol. He wasn't 100% sure, but it was a necklace with a pendant on, and I don't think he called it the heart to you.
This is what I've got written. It just says the heart.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's right.
There was lettering, there was engraving around the outside in a language he couldn't read.
Oh, okay. All right. So the amulet then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that
all right? Sorry.
With other people's notes? I hope it does.
No, that's cool. That's good. And then I've got a note in capital letters. It says, "Don't fly over the dragon continent."
Yes. Hence the reason why what you did was you flew, you skimmed across the sea, and then you landed, and then you pulled up to the shore, and your Spelljammer is currently sat effectively kind of butted up to the shore, but on the ocean, just on the ocean swells, because you all are aware that if you try and overfly, you're very likely to get dragons coming to say hello. By hello, I mean use their breath weapons on you.
Okay, I'm good. Thank you.
All right. So the young woman walks up to Durec as he sort of prostrates himself, and she reaches down and she just touches the top of his head very gently, and you see him just sort of, he relaxes. "Stand up," she says. "You have no need to prostrate yourself in front of me. It's not me that you seek forgiveness from. But even then, I am not sure that you should be seeking forgiveness for the life that you've led. But I will do as you ask." And then she looks at the rest of you. You're all stood about, I mean, the closest you are is about sort of 20 odd feet away from her. Yes? You're staying here then. If you can get back on your ship, that might be safest. I shall take the dwarf. And she turns. "Come." And they start to trot into the undergrowth. You guys all just standing there, yeah?
Nah.
Not saying anything? Nobody got anything to say?
Nah. I'm following.
Following?
Yep.
Okay, so you turn to follow, and she stops dead, turns, and looks at you. Yes? You can get back on your ship now.
We'd like to accompany the dwarf.
Yeah, we're accompanying a dwarf.
Why?
That's because it's the right thing to do.
We made a promise to help, that he would help him achieve his goal in seeking forgiveness.
And helping you have. You have delivered him here. Is there something else?
Yeah,
And
safe
to return
passage.
safely, if that's what he wishes.
Yeah.
He will be safe, and you can wait here. If there's something more, please speak. If there's not,
Well,
then you may wait here.
well, now. Here's the thing. I'm not only speaking for myself, of course, but I think a great injustice has been done by all races of this world. So I think it's only fair that not only should Dwarf apologise, but other races that might have been with the original people that came and abused the dragons'
Hospitality.
politeness, hospitality, not gratitude. Yeah, hospitality, politeness. I think a simple word from other generations gone and past and forward should actually also apologise. So I would really prefer, although I don't think my species was part of the order, I would like to apologise for the wrongs of man as well. Plasmoids don't want to have issues with dragons, so I think it's only right that I get the opportunity to say, I know we haven't hurt, but we apologise for what other people have done. Plus, wouldn't it be absolutely awesome to stand in front of a dragon and go, yo, dude? I mean, wouldn't it be gracious to be able to stand in front of a magnificent person as a dragon and to be able to thank them and to apologise and to walk back, and what a marvellous tale that would be. Shigurus the pirate speaks to a dragon and lives to tell the tale. I mean, what I mean is, it would be really kind to be able to be put in that position. And then I turn around to Megan and I put the thumbs up going, I think I've got it. I think I've got it.
Okay. So I think that this definitely, at this point, calls for a roll, right?
Yep.
Yeah, please don't pick performance, persuasion, or anything like that. You know, investigation would be good. Investigation
It has
would
to
be
be persuasion. It has to be persuasion, and it has to be a disadvantage.
Ooh.
I'm already at a
Really
disadvantage. Go on then.
Are you not? Are you?
No, but I'm at 0. Isn't that a disadvantage enough?
It's just 0.
Go on, you can do it. We have faith.
No.
You know what this is, yeah.
Your moment to shine.
No! I get smited on the spot.
To start a war.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Wow.
My
She
God.
listens to this. She listens to this florid spout of
Bullshit.
bullshit.
Yes.
There is no other way.
Yeah.
And she just smiles at you, and she looks at you. I have no idea what it is that you're doing here. I think it's wonderful that you have bought this dwarf. It's clear to me that you don't want to tell me what it is you are doing here. And that's your choice. But if you are to come up with such a flimsy set of reasoning, at least get someone whose public speaking skills may momentarily trip me up. But for this, really. As you might have realised by now, I'm a little older than I look.
No,
And
I want to put
as
you
a consequence-
day past 30.
I have a little more wisdom than to fall for that. But, bravo, a genuinely excellent attempt. And I find it interesting that your companions didn't back you up, as I would expect them to normally do.
Well,
But
Lady,
please,
good lady,
Well, that's because it was such a bad story.
good lady. Before you turn,
wasn't it?
are you a goddess or a god?
That's an interesting question.
He's not Istis.
No, I've seen Istis. Well, I saw you glaring at the statue, Lovelaw.
yeah. Remember, her eyes are up there.
So, looking at her eyes, not her chest. Okay.
Well, it wouldn't make any difference to you.
No, because I've not got any
That's
eyeballs. She
true.
doesn't know where I'm looking.
Also, it wouldn't make any difference because it just physical forms are just, they're not. It might be aesthetically pleasing to you, but you don't.
I don't
You're
get a
not gonna put
pseudopod
her on
on
a
over a
doesn't make
beautiful
any-
woman. That's
It
what
has
you're
no,
saying.
it has no. You have no reference point for it. It
Oh.
just
Yeah. Okay.
it's the wrong kind of spelling.
You're an asexual being.
Yeah.
I'm a
Uh-huh.
beast. No.
No,
Okay. So, as it's an interesting question if you're a god or a goddess, if I were to presume that you are a god or a goddess, at this moment in time, a goddess, how do you work with the dragons? If you don't mind me asking. Do you care for them?
I'm sorry. I think I've misled you. I do apologise, and I never meant to. I am not a god nor a goddess. It is just that my nature is not easy to define. So,
Ah.
if you're done with your questions, then
In truth, my reason for being here is I've heard I've heard stories of dragons and good things, bad things. Some of the things I think are made up, and I wanted to learn for myself. I also like to draw. Some examples. I wanted to sketch a dragon in real life, as it were. I'm more just interest than anything else.
And she does very good
I've not been here-
drawings.
and I've not been-
You
I've
should
not been
ask
here
her one
before.
about the steel boat.
Oh yeah.
That's a very
No,
good drawing.
Yeah, I'm just exploring at the moment and trying to take
Kind
in
of
as
looking
much
at
as I can
Lovelaw
and learning.
and going, I'm going. And then I turn back and I'm all composed and what have you. And
If we're coming clean on why we're here, oh, I'm here because they're here. That's about it.
it's true. He does like to follow. He's very good at it.
indeed. But that does not mean that you can follow me. You asked the question, why am I here? And if I were to tell you why I am here, then that would perhaps give away confidences. I'm not comfortable doing that.
Don't
Seems
blame you.
unfair to others.
Well, we have just met you. That would be unfair.
But I can
Yeah.
tell you that I do give assistance where I can
Okay.
to my friends who live here.
So it's a little bit like me. I mean, let's suppose I've got this historical document, which I kind of open, show her, and then close it and put it away again.
The documents.
And documents, and it mentions.
Everyone make a perception check, please. Sorry, I'm just going to jump in. Everyone make a perception check, please.
Oh, I've got positives in that. Yes, I'll gladly roll that.
Yeah, but that's not at. That was a 10, not a 22.
No, I get advantage, so it's 22. Always.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I've got advantage on 3 skills. Yeah, no, it's
Nice.
advantage on that. I don't know. I think it's. Let me find out. I know it's accurate, but I can't remember where it's from because it's been a little while.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't need to be looked at right now. Don't worry about it. I didn't know. Just because I didn't know doesn't mean it's right. It's not right. It's right. It's fine.
No, it's for my shield. So yes, it is right. Perception checks.
All perception checks you get.
Yeah, well, holding the shield, you had an advantage on initiative rolls and perception checks. The shield is emblazoned with a symbol of an eye. So, yeah, I get advantage on it unless I have said, but I can't, yeah. So, we'll go with the fact that I have the shield and what have you, because we're ready to go out, I think.
Fine.
So, yeah.
So, you notice that when Shaggy proffers the rather crumpled pamphlet with a story in, that just for the briefest moment, you can see that there's like a response from her. She holds it very, very well. But there's just this brief moment where you can see this flash of mirth, but it's not mirth at the fact that you've got. It's not even that. It's some flash of almost like, I don't know, it's almost like a frisson of excitement that she's really pleased to see this thing, and then she just sort of it fades away back into the background, and her, polite but neutral stance kind of returns. Just for the briefest moment, you see it.
So I suppose it's kind of the same as me not, because we've only just met, me not wanting to tell you that the reason why I'm here is because of this historical document and tracing the steps of whoever it was based upon. Because I certainly wouldn't admit that to a complete stranger, would I now?
You have a purpose here in the dragon's domain.
Yes.
That you decided you would not tell me.
Because I don't know you. So yes.
But clearly, as I am telling you, and your friend here, the dwarf, believes I'm on the level. But you have decided not to share what you're doing with those who might be able to help you.
Well,
intriguing.
When you say it like that, I mean, it does make me look like a puddle of mud, doesn't it? Something to be stepped over and ignored. But, I mean...
No. That's unfair.
I meant it from the kindness of my own heart, I suppose, because, the last time I trusted someone, it kind of went horribly wrong.
Well, they tried to kill us.
Hey, Shaggy, you don't have a heart.
Look,
We did try to leave, and they tried
That
to
is
kill
true,
us.
actually. I don't
Wasn't
actually
very
have a
good.
heart. So maybe that's the wrong thing. Look, before you go off, if you wanted to read the historical documents that I found, which are legit, I think, then maybe you could give me some insight as you proclaim, and I believe you when you say you are much older than you appear. So would you give an old ooze the benefit of the doubt and read what I've got?
Let me ask you the question again. Forgive me, this is not meant to sound rude, aggressive, or confrontational. But please, tell me, why are you here?
Because of
When
this.
you first arrived...
Oh. Yeah.
Please, just one moment. When you first arrived, you delivered your friend here, the dwarf, and in doing so, you offered no other explanation for your presence. So, rightly, I feel I made the assumption that the reason for you being here was so that you could accompany him. A noble deed. And I asked you, please, wait here, and I will take him forward. Then you gave me a story that was clearly fabricated, and now you're talking about something else. So, I will try one more time. Please tell me why you are here. In your own words. You know that story echoes truth, but you also know that it is not purely true in the purest sense. So tell me, from your reading of it and from your time here, what is your purpose?
I think there's a couple of things here. One, it's the pure adventure of the thing. Look at Shaggy. He loves the pirate thing, and it's the adventure. Tell you the truth, we're low on funds, and treasure would be nice, but if anything, it's the adventure of the thing. Don't you know? I'm speaking out of turn. I should let one of the others speak. I do that sometimes.
No, Lovelaw's right. The second reason is because you're correct. We did offer to bring the dwarf over here and to stay with him so that he can do what he wants to do. And that kind of hasn't changed. We're not under contract to do this. We're doing this out of the kindness of our heart. The pamphlet that I showed you, I know it's true. I know things have been altered. But when we turned up and we met the dwarf at the old ruins across the water, the tale that he told, and I think I'm speaking for all of us here, that wasn't mentioned in the texts. That they did something, the Order did something so heinous that I don't blame anyone for ransacking the temple at all. If I was the father of a child that was murdered just because they could, I think I would ransack every temple dedicated to whoever was their sponsor. So the pamphlet tells of one thing, and it's only one-sided. Wouldn't it be fantastic for a group of adventurers who, admittedly, normally go out for money and and merit and recognition could actually walk away and have the other side story to compile an accurate basis of what happened, what went wrong, so that others can learn from the past mistakes to forge a better future. Maybe there is no better future, but wouldn't it be grand if someone who was good at recording information, like my friend Megan here, would be able to write exactly what happened from both sides? We've got a partial story, but not the full story. And I think that, for me, although I prefer the gold and the talismans, would be more profitable than the gold and the talismans, to actually set the record straight for future generations not to be dicks when it comes to other creatures that are wiser, stronger, know our place, and don't overexpand.
It's not very succinct, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not
I've
sure
gone
about
very
all that,
deep on
but-
that, and I hope I don't fucking roll a one.
I mean, from my perspective, I'm curious as to how the author of these historical documents or pamphlets got this story in the first place. They've obviously woven a tale around factual events, but these are factual events that weren't known to very many. So something's going on there. You know, where did they get this information? As far as we can tell, there are very few survivors come back from these shores, and yet this story appears in a pamphlet.
So,
How intriguing!
Bard,
Aye,
you seek to follow the story.
stories are my
To
bread and
find out
butter.
what is.
They're my business.
So,
I love
what would
a
your
story.
next move be?
Well, I think if we could follow what happened to Hastinil, would seem to be the next step in this chain. This
And who would know? what happened to
trail of breadcrumbs that has been dangled in front of us.
And who would know what happened to Hastinil?
A good question. According to the
I raised
story,
I raised my hand.
go ahead.
The Dragon King. He would know. I put my hand down. Maybe not. Sorry.
According to the story,
Dragon King.
Hastinil went to sorry, not Hastinil. The oh gosh, what's his name? Name
Julian.
of the pirate.
Julian the Paladin.
Julian went to some sort of temple. Does that? But obviously, we do not know. Hastinil went to rescue his companions.
So,
But what happened? We do not know.
dragons have no need of kings or queens.
Oh.
They are masters of their domain. But perhaps you mean the dragon whose domain you stand in.
That would seem reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you think that perhaps the dragon whose domain you stand in will know of a temple in their domain.
A temple, a building. These stories are not that accurate, but yes, something. Where did Hastinil go last?
And do you think perhaps you might ask the master of this domain?
That makes sense.
Well, according to and I pull out the penny dreadfuls again, the pamphlets. Julian actually had counsel with the dragon of this domain, and the dragon allowed him to go to the temple, where his brotherhood were, to retrieve his brotherhood and take them back. We don't know whether this is fact or just a work of fiction to lead people down that path of fantasy. So, as daunting as it might be, as I said a few moments, we've only got one side of the story, miss.
So, what you seek then is an audience with the master of this domain. And in doing so, you seek an answer to the question of whether there is somewhere here that you might follow the trail of breadcrumbs from your stories.
It's a succinct summary.
Why did you not just tell me that when I asked in the first place?
I think, like we said before, we have recently tried to be helpful to someone else, and they did try and kill us. And we're a little cautious. And this is a dangerous place.
I think the worst thing I could possibly say is no. But I am not the master of this domain. But I will take you to the master of this domain.
For myself,
and you can ask. I will say
thank you
this.
very much.
When you petition a powerful creature, you need to have your story straight, much straighter than you already have shown me. This is not my decision. I'm simply assisting. But I will take you. And in doing so, I suggest you firm up your arguments. You test your theories a little more robustly than you have. And you ready yourself for sacrifice. When I say I don't mean being eaten or anything of this nature. I don't mean violence. But be ready to put forward something, to make an offer in return for what you seek. Now, if you'd like to follow me. When she turns and starts walking into the undergrowth.
May I ask you, ma'am, are we the first that have arrived here following these breadcrumbs?
Yes. Yes, you are. And just so you know, my name is Fira.
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 Nice to meet you. I'm JL.
JL.
I am Shagurus. You can call me Shaggy. Or the Blob.
I shall.
Either works.
I am Megan. It is a pleasure to meet you, Fira.
You too, Megan. And she comes over. She basically waits until you get closer to her, and you're all in a neat line. And then she leads you off. Stay close. This place can be dangerous if you don't have the right guide. We get perception checks from everybody again, please.
You may.
Nearly a 19.
Almost.
Barrow's
those
very
19s,
distracted
don't I?
by all the
Nice
all the
one.
scenery.
I'll take the rear position.
I'll take point.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't matter too much. As long as you stay together. And if you start drifting apart, she stops and she says, stay close. Christine?
Yep.
Still out, yeah?
Oh, sorry.
Okay. No problem?
Oh,
All
okay.
right. So she leads you at quite a fast trot through undergrowth, and you're sure that the path ahead of you almost seems to open in front of her, and the path behind you closes. When you look behind you, it's just dense jungle. But you seem to be in this almost perfect tunnel of green as you thread your way through the landscape up and down. And then you come down, and there is a small cave mouth ahead of you. And you can hear the sounds of water in the distance. And as you weave down into this cave and around and through, you then come out and you're on this shelf above this massive, massive cavern. In the cavern is a ship, a sailing ship. It's sitting in the bottom of the cavern, kind of on a bunch of rocks, and washing around it is this flowing water. And the noise you can hear is at the very far end, probably a good half a mile away from you, is this tumbling waterfall. And you can see darkness beyond that. The roof of the cavern is patchy. You can see through that there's dense kind of growth above, green through, but there's these shafts of light that come through and light the whole place up. And to your right, it rumbles off, and you fancy that you actually are seeing the sea. So you actually think this is a kind of a coastal cave. It's a massive coastal cave that you're in. It's kind of half cave, half almost sort of open space. And as you walk down towards this large ship that's sort of, basically been ruined and abandoned, kind of in the middle of this thing, you realise that the what you're looking at, this ship, it's got these green marks on it, and you can see, there's kind of old tattered bits of rigging and all this sort of stuff. But as you walk down this slope towards this thing, it suddenly dawns on all of you that what you've got is this enormous, gargantuan dragon that is wrapped around this ship. You didn't see it before, and for all of you, it startles you. It really does. It hits you like an almost like a palpable effect. And then, as that effect hits you, this head, enormous head, swings up off the deck and turns, and looks at you, just staring intently as you walk. Come on.
I'll follow.
The bottom jaw is the bit that moves. Isn't that the same for all jaws?
Yeah.
Yeah, now that I'm actually doing it myself, I've realised, yeah.
I mean, it's a hinge. The top can move,
Yeah.
or the bottom can move, or both can move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, just
What's
wanted to
really
make sure.
interesting about ancient bronze dragons, and I didn't know this, is that they have
Yeah, the top of their heads move.
+0 to their initiative. Yeah, dragons. Yeah, they're a bit weird, really, dragons. Who knows?
Yeah. I didn't know if there was anything definitive, but if we're just going to go with, yeah, doesn't everyone's, then that'll do me fine.
I'm just going to put that in the VTT so you can all see what that looks like. What's really interesting about the scales on this thing is that the way that they catch the light, they almost they once you get the shimmering and the movement, you see what it is. But prior to that, this thing was almost perfectly camouflaged. When you first came in here, you just didn't see it. It's quite astonishing. It is. It is awe-inspiring, this thing. It's enormous.
Huge.
You come down the slope and there is this flat area around. The actual ship itself is perhaps 20 feet across a fast-flowing stream. But there's this flat area that's clearly designed for audiences, you would think. This dragon's head, it sort of uncurls itself very slightly and its head comes down. And it's more at your level, but it's still looking down on you, this thing. Piercing eyes looking at you. Fira, you have brought them to me. Why? She says. Madam? I'll let them explain. Perhaps the dwarf first. And he just falls. He just falls to his knees. And he holds his head. And he starts to weep. Madam. She said madam, not mother.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
That's right. So clearly this is a female. This head, this gigantic head, she shifts across the deck. You realise that this ship, even though it looks tattered and broken, is in. It somehow is integrated into this lair, because that's where you are. You are in the dragon's lair. And as each of her enormous claws just find their way down, this head comes right down and right up, and these eyes and this snout is right in front of the dwarf, and the dwarf is just shaking and crying. Tell me. Have you dedicated your life to good? And he sort of, in his racking sobs, he sort of nods. You see him nod. I know. I have seen what you have done. I have seen your penance. I have seen how you have given back, dedicated your life to good. You were never the one to be targeted. You were never the one responsible. Go and live the rest of your life as you have lived it before. Be good. Be decent and honest. And be forgiven. Not by me. I never blamed you. But by yourself. And this enormous claw just comes out, and this almost like a finger sort of rests on his shoulder and just gives it the gentlest little squeeze, and then comes back and rests. It's actually the dragon is the other side of the stream. It's such a huge creature. And he looks up and he looks straight into the face of the dragon. You can imagine he looks up and he's like, there's this dragon's face. Nods at him. And he stands up. And he bows. He's just got tears streaming down his face. He can't function. And then he steps back. And he just sort of tosses over to a little rock. He sits down. Just holding himself. So, why are you here? One of the giants.
I bow low.
The one with the Fey ancestry. No, fiend. But not a fiend. A friend. And an ancient shapeshifter. And the elves. You wonder. But perhaps you should listen more. Tell me. Why are you here? One speaks for all. You choose.
I give Megan a shove from behind. Push her left front.
Yeah, on the basis that everyone is rational. Yeah.
So she's suddenly standing in front.
Okay, who's speaking
Megan.
on behalf of the group?
JL.
You can have a confab beforehand. I'm going to assume that you've had an opportunity to decide what you want to say beforehand. So we can take a quick sort of pause and go, okay, what are we going to say
on the walk?
Like, I'm not putting you on the spot yet.
I have no idea why we're here. Curiosity of a shapeshifter.
Nah, that's not going to wash it.
Exactly.
I mean,
I don't think I'm the person to stand forward and talk.
yeah, you got the best. You got the best persuasion, haven't you?
No, I think JL has.
That's maybe
terrible metagaming. Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, terrible metagaming. I did my bit at the beginning, and I've got fuck all persuasion. And that's why it got fucked up.
I'm definitely not the person to speak, and I think Shaggy said his piece. It's definitely one of the other three.
I can try.
I mean, for Shaggy, there's a difference of imagining meeting such a grand dragon like this, but when you look down at where his boots are, you can definitely see a little bit of water dribbling out the top of the boots. And he's kind of rock steady, and he's kind of like not really moving. He's just looking at those teeth. You know, I mean, there's romance in this piracy shit, but then there's these real dragons, and they look scary as fuck. You don't think Shaggy's going to be much use?
I mean, Jael doesn't mind. She don't mind. She doesn't mind giving it a go. But remember, she speaks to people, and sometimes they chase us off planet.
Have you seen this iron shit before?
Don't pull out your etchings. She doesn't want to see. Don't show the dragon your etchings.
The dragon does not want to be invited in to see those etchings at all.
I mean, I'll stammer through it if you guys want, but I don't know any other way of role-playing this with a dragon apart from stammering my way through and basically turning everything into such a buffoonery show that she eats us all.
Yeah.
Because that is literally what I think would happen.
Sorry, just before you continue and you have the conversation, you decide amongst you. As I say, I think you have pre-decided what it is you're going to say, so that's fine. This dragon is kind of about 70 feet long, right? So it's about 70 feet long and its wingspan is about 80, 90 feet, something in that kind of... I just want to give you the feel for how big this thing is.
So whoever's going to be talking about it, remember we were given the hint that we may have to, I think, pay something. And the stories said that that all the treasure had to be given to the dragon to get this hand. What was it? I can't remember what the story was.
What treasure exactly do we have?
Well, we have the treasure, of course, that we picked up from the last adventure. So I've just popped it in chat. We still have that in cache. So
if it's a personal sacrifice, I think I've got something that may work. But
yeah, well, we've got a fair bit of cash, so we may have to spend some of that.
Well, if it's personal sacrifice, I don't mind giving her half of my body.
You'd probably find it quite chewy.
Yeah, like a watermelon. I think I would be more like a watermelon.
Do we know if this dragon is male or female?
Female.
Female. She got called Madam.
Madam.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
I don't know if you want to be a watermelon.
I don't know. Dense on the outside, soft on the inside.
Excessively slushy in the mouth, sickly sweet and makes me vomit. Not a good idea.
Yes, obviously you haven't tried eating me. But it's also very good at absorbing lots of alcohol.
Meh.
Okay, so my two recommendations, kind of player metagaming, would be either Varo or JL. JL, very good at trade negotiations. Varo, very good at non-trade negotiations, or possibly even with trade dealings. But we also know that JL is slow to react, whereas Varo often kills before asking questions.
Oh, charming.
Sorry, had to get it in. It's been far too long. So I think we're safe with a gargantuan dragon, but you know what I mean?
Disgrace. Absolute disgrace.
So, yeah, JL, Varo, you decide who wants to...
Have you decided, more importantly, have you decided what it is you're asking for and the conversation you're going to have? Have you content?
Nope. I have no clue what we're asking for.
Because that I think is more important. Yeah.
I think we need to know what happened to this. Yeah, exactly. This Hastinil. And I reckon that for the next stage of our quest, if I can call it a quest, we probably need this necklace that he had on him. I think that's the MacGuffin. That basically, the MacGuffin in the story is this hand of Saint Valor, and the Valor. I'm sorry, you just say Valor. I just say Valor.
Veneer.
I just think
Yeah.
Sumptuous fabrics. The hand of Saint Valor. He just wears really nice clothing.
Plus, you also need to tell them about the historical document.
Yeah, so I'd say be totally honest. Say that we're following this tale that seems to mirror reality in a distorted way.
You seem to be making it that actually you're suggesting JL should do this. I'm not sure you shouldn't do this.
Well, if you're up for it, I will step up.
I think perhaps
Yeah,
we should.
either way.
Either way, I don't mind.
We ask too much sometimes of JL and force her into situations that.
Well, to be
as yet
fair,
she
she
does
is
not
our
have any
captain.
years. Sorry.
I do like to speak.
To be fair, Megan, she is our captain. She has the captain's hat on.
It's got holes in it and everything, so no one else can wear it now. So she's stuck with
Yeah,
it.
it's no good for anyone else.
Yep. So
Yeah, I'm
So,
thinking you can do that. Yeah.
okay, so yeah, I'd say be totally honest. Say we're following this story. We're trying to work out who wrote it, how it is that it, there seems to be this mirroring of reality. What's going on? What's the story behind the story?
And ask if Megan
And
can record their version of the story, so that we can put things in. We can correct the wrongs of literature.
We're missing the piece. So obviously this dwarf, we keep calling him the dwarf, Durec. Went back. We don't know what happened to Hastinil. But yes, we think that his necklace is the next key, is the key to the next part of the story.
Yeah.
And we are prepared to make an offer to Her Magnificence in exchange.
I think we don't offer anything up until it's asked for.
Yeah.
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 And see if we can
just put the offer across, and then when the lady says, "Well, what have you got to offer for my knowledge?" you can say, "Well, what do you want for your knowledge?" And then that's where JL you'll come to shine, because you are a trader. You barter.
We have
What if she wants the ship? What if she wants Narasoa?
Well,
She
that's
can
a
fuck
sentient. It's a sentient being. We
not
don't.
We can't
We do not
give
trade
that.
in
You do not
slaves.
own.
No,
You
exactly.
do not own her.
No.
She journeyed with us willingly.
Exactly.
She is not ours to give.
And
Hopefully she'll understand this. Yeah.
and as a gold dragon, I would hope that she would not be interested in slavery.
Bronze dragon.
Bronze. Well,
Bronze.
same.
She's a bronze dragon.
Bronze. Sorry.
That's why she's got green on her, because she's obviously been in the water for too long.
Yes. And that's why it's coastal.
Yes.
Bronze dragon is a coastal.
Still,
They like
Yeah, so
dragons.
Narasoa
A
is not
metallic
about.
dragon.
Woo!
Yeah.
They like
But
swimming and
most
stuff.
other things,
JL, take us swimming.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
most
that's
other
right,
things
your
we can
mother
we
pod,
can
take us
negotiate.
swimming.
I would say,
She'll
JL.
love it.
I think it does work. I think the bubble would fit the dragon's head.
Oh, also,
Don't think she'll need it.
JL, maybe offer a custom one of a kind drawing of her ladyship in her full magnificence.
Make her a hat.
And then,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're
you
going
know,
to give me so for this information that you need, that's crucial to you, everything. You're going to give me a shit drawing.
No, it's a very good drawing. The only thing is that the drawing is of a bald man with a beard and, you know, look, this is what you look like to us. But yeah, right. So if JL's okay with saying all of that and in her own words, do you think, John, that this might be a great time to hit the restroom?
Yep. Let's do that. Let's have a quick break and we'll be back in a minute.
5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bless you. Thank you. Let's go, JL.
Beverage. So, what are you? Who are you going to look forward? And what are you going to say? Do you need any more time to talk about it? Because if you do, that's not a problem. Or do you have a strong idea?
I think so. I think I've remembered most of it as I went up the stairs, down the stairs.
Okay. This is why it's important to give you an opportunity to ask questions and to work out what you were doing. You know, last time, the Mad Blob decided that he was going to just take the ship willy-nilly somewhere and just kind of bounce around and see what happened. This time you are all seeming a lot more hesitant, but I put that down to the fact that we've obviously had an extended time off, so you've maybe forgotten a few things or whatever. So if there are any questions, ask them. You know, if there's anything you think you're missing or any concerns you have, whatever, just tell me, okay? Rather than just going ahead.
I mean, I think the only thing that we might need a huge recap on, but it will take a lot of game time, is information from background with reference to the Julian the Paladin going to and then us finding that it's Astinel going to to then do the to release the BDBs, and then they killed something which they shouldn't have done, which wasn't actually in the story. So yeah, so I think if we could get away with a little bit of time away, poetry in motion kind of thing.
What do you need to know? Tell me what you need to know. What you are asking about. What are you trying to understand? What are you trying to fathom? Just ask.
Well, okay, so for me, there's a clear defined. Julian went to the temple. Freed his got his brothers out and what have you. Astinel did exactly the same. Okay, but then
Astinel did not do the same.
I thought Astinel went and got his brothers out of the temple.
Nope.
Astinel just went in there and went Pete Tong, and then Astinel just went and then killed a youngling.
Would you like me to go through the Astinel piece in a bit more detail again? Would that be valuable? It's not a problem, by the way. I
think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that would be
this is
good.
the story. This is the story that you were told. I can't tell, Martin, whether you're putting your hand up or whether you're just stretching.
So the rain started to come down really hard. I'm just going to close the window, which is above my head.
Close the roof window.
Yeah. I'm getting slightly wet.
It's stopped here now, but it was doing that earlier. Yeah, when I was upstairs and it was tipping it down. Yeah. Okay, so this is the story that you got from Durec. Okay, and he told you about the derelict fort, which was the home of the Light of Rao. The Light of Rao were a splinter group led by the elf paladin Astinel. He was tasked by Rao to bring civilization to the home of the dragons. The cult established the fort over 90 years ago when Vistport was a smaller fishing village. They built up supplies, ships and personnel, then headed for Draconema to establish a first settlement. Initially, they seemed to succeed, clearing some jungle, building a stockade, establishing an area for farming and building a landing stage in a natural harbour. One morning a stranger appeared at the camp, a well-dressed young human, who asked them, you've met her, what their plans were. They explained that this was just an initial settlement, and they would now expand across Draconema, bringing peace and reason to the inhabitants. The young human suggested that, perhaps, the residents of Draconema did not need such things, but Hastinel only smiled and said that indeed they did, and that he'd been sent by Rao. The young human left. The following day, the young human appeared again and asked to speak to Rao. He explained and asked to speak to Hastinel. She explained that the residents of Draconema would accept the presence of the Light of Rao, but only if no visitor or resident of the settlement ever crossed a line. She then used a stick to scratch a line around the boundary of the camp. Again, Hastinel smiled and explained that she was mistaken, and that Rao knew what was best, and that the Light of Rao would spread across Draconema. The young human left, but was back the following morning. This time she informed Hastinel that the presence of the Light of Rao was no longer welcome, and that they should pack up and leave, lest anything untoward should happen. Hastinel lost patience, and haughtily informed the young woman that whoever their master was, they should try delivering this message themselves. The young human asked, why do you think I am not the master of my own destiny? Hastinel just laughed at the absurdity. The human smiled, nodded, and left. For 10 days nothing happened. Then, on the 11th day after the young human was last seen, a great storm blew up. The boats in the makeshift harbour were battered, and all but 2 were sunk. All the buildings were damaged, and parts of the stockade fence were blown down. Hence the damage that you see today. Hastinel was not concerned. He figured that everything could be rebuilt, but he realised that the unseasonal weather almost certainly had a supernatural origin. Keen to find the source, he put together a group of his toughest 9 warriors and himself. They headed into the jungle to investigate. For 2 days and 2 nights, we waited. On the 3rd day, 3 emerged from the jungle. Hastinel and 1 other were carrying a badly wounded 3rd. The wounds were bite marks. Hastinel was triumphant despite the losses. He had discovered the lair of a dragon, and a mighty battle had ensued. He'd slain the beast and toppled part of the lair. After we questioned him further, we discovered that the dragon they'd slain was a brownish colour, not much larger than a man. A young one. A young bronze dragon. I and the others decided right there and then to leave. Hastinel was insistent that all was now in order, but with 7 of our best warriors dead, and a dragon with power over the elements, we thought it best to retreat. We took one of the boats, overloaded, and fled back to Visport. Hastinel laughed as we left, his closest disciples with him. We never saw him again. 3 days after returning here, another great storm began. I prayed to Rao and was guided to take shelter in the town. The rest of my companions received no such guidance, but many joined me. That night something enormous dropped from the storm-tossed skies and tore the fort to pieces. We heard its terrible screeching, anger and pain all rolled into one. That was the end of the Light of Rao. Many of our group left, but I stayed behind. I stowed my armour and took up a role as a healer. I'm ashamed of what we did, and I wish I could make amends. Okay?
Right. Yes. And if I remember correctly, none of that was mentioned in the Penny Dreadful.
None of that was mentioned in the stories, no.
No. But
no, it's quite a different story.
Yeah, what was mentioned in the story was Julian went across the water and met with the dragon, paid a price to go into a sacrifice to go and rescue his brothers.
His brothers, wasn't it?
Yeah, his brothers. And
would you like me to read that out again?
I think it would be a good idea. Yeah, I think it would be a good idea. Yeah.
I'll read it out rather than you labouring it too much. I'll read it out again.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Julian the Pirate Paladin, Part 2, The Mighty Dragon. After rescuing Princess Lillian, Julian travels to the planet of Velta to visit the sacred site of his order, the Paladins of the Promise. And the promise is, I promise to do right by all living things that have goodness in their heart. Great. While there, he learns that some members of his order were retrieving a holy relic, the hand of Saint Valor, from a lost temple in a jungle on an island across the sea. Julian heads to the island, but discovers the land is under the control of an ancient bronze dragon named Vethrax. Julian seeks permission from the dragon to visit the temple, but the dragon, who is vain and prideful, demands a tribute. Taking every piece of treasure he has, he offers the loot to the dragon, who is pleased by the offer and allows Julian to go to the temple. Inside the temple, he rescues the other members of his order from a pit trap, defeats some snake guardians, and retrieves the hand of Saint Valor. Okay. Obviously, I don't know if these are in your notes, by the way, but I think I did put them in. Yeah, I think I did put them in comment thread at some point. I'm fairly certain they're in there.
Sorry, I was on mute, so I was talking there for a second. I can see a couple of possibilities. One is that we are here to effectively follow Julian's footsteps, meet the bronze dragon, and go to some ruined temple. Or we're here to get Hastinel's necklace back, but that would be a divergence from the story. That would be something else.
Yeah. I
mean, we're supposed to be following in Julian's footsteps, I believe, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. So, what the dwarfs told us, interesting, but the penny sheets say, the penny dreadfuls say, do this and and then you'll be able to move on to the next clue, kind of thing. So I think we've got to. Would it be fair if we asked if the pirate captain captain? Oh, sorry, you put your hand up.
Yeah.
Sometimes you make a note as a player, and then because you've made a note, you give that note import. And so what happens is suddenly that is bumped up to the top of the list, especially when you haven't played in a particular game for a while. And in this case, that's what's happened with this necklace. Okay? What happened was you asked whether or not Durec knew anything about the hand of Saint Valor.
Yeah. And
Durec said, no idea. And he mentioned that he did remember that Hastinel had a necklace, but he doesn't remember it being a hand.
Yep.
So it was a kind of he said, well, there was this necklace maybe? I don't know.
It could just be a red herring. It's just as you say, we're just, giving it
could be factual, but
the two don't seem to map in the way that other things do.
Yeah.
So I think one of our main questions would be, I don't know how you want to phrase it, but I would say we think the pirate paladin Julian may be fictional to sell the story. But we do know that there are elements within the story that are factual. Has a paladin come to you, giving you a sacrifice to go to a temple to get his brothers back? That would be the first thing. Second question would be, do you know anything about the hand of whatever it's called? I've forgotten already. Fuck it. The hand of destiny.
Saint
that's the one.
Well, the question, the thing is, we're saying that obviously you've got Julian the Paladin. Now, are we saying that the story is conflating Hastinil with Julian and recounting Hastinil's adventures? Or are we Julian and Hastinil is the Paladin that we're supposed to go rescue?
I don't think we know, do we?
Oh, Jesus, that's a very good question. That is a very good question. I would say that
Hastinil
before
doesn't
we met the
strike me as
dwarf,
a very good Paladin.
well, you see, that's the thing with before we actually met the dwarf, we didn't know anything about Hastinel. The story of Hastinel and the story of that we got written in black and white diverge. There's too much of separation. Hastinel never went to get his brothers from a temple, whereas Julian did. Is there a temple in the realm that has maybe been forgotten?
But yeah, I mean, here's the interesting bit: is there is an ancient bronze dragon. We are meeting the ancient bronze dragon.
Yes.
And we just happen to have this large treasure, which we got from the previous adventure, coincidentally, that we've not had a chance to sell. So it's starting to match up awfully closely with the story.
Possibly. Yeah. But I think we should stick with what we know in black and white and see if we can get answers out of the dragon. What was the dragon's name in the story? Vethrax. I've got to go back to the first and fourth.
Yeah.
Vethrax.
Do we know the name of this dragon, by the way?
No, it's
well,
just
he's not
Madam.
asked yet, but you haven't had a chance to speak to her yet.
No.
So maybe that could be question number one. Are you the great dragon Vethrax?
I wouldn't go
the
with
reason
that.
why
no,
we're
I mean,
asking
not.
is the reason why we're asking is because show her the parchment. I don't mind holding it up for her big eye to have a look at. I don't even mind reading it out to her. You know, I just don't really want to have a huge conversation with her because I'm shit scared. Effectively,
I think
would get it wrong.
Dragons have very good vision.
Yes,
you need when you're able to fly at 1,000 feet and see things on the ground.
So we've got Vethrax, which wasn't mentioned in the Hastinel thing. That's from the Penny Dreadfuls. We've got a necklace from Hastinel, which I think may be a holy relic, but I think that's for a different day and a different adventure. We can maybe research that and see if there's any credence in that. But what we do know is apparently this Hand of Ra is what Julian got, so maybe that's a thing. I'm thinking gauntlet.
Hand of Ra?
Sort. Yeah.
No, Hand of Velour.
Hand of Velour, sorry. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe a gauntlet of some type. In which case, you wouldn't really put that round your neck, would you?
I'm thinking a desiccated hand, like, Hand of Vecna type.
Ooh, a bit of necromancy going on, huh? Okay, I see where you're going now, Varo.
That might be a bit metagamey. So I don't.
You've gone to the dark side of Diagon Alley, haven't you?
What, Hand of Vecna?
Mm.
Hand of Vecna's old school AD&D.
So I think stick with the Julian paperwork and story, because at the end of the day, that's why we're here. Hastinel is just a byproduct of another story.
Absolutely, and I mean, if Hastinel killed a young bronze dragon, possibly this dragon's child or grandchild or something like that We really don't want to put ourselves on Hastinel's side.
No. So I
We're
wouldn't recommend
following
mentioning
the-
anything about the dead dragon.
Well, we're following this story basically. That's
Yeah.
that's what we're doing. So,
And of
Anyway,
course,
I was very
the
possibly-
female. Oh, sorry, I was just going to say the female also knows the basic premise because I told her, you know, it's about the story of blah 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 blah, and off we go. So if we
So-
tried any deception, then I think we would all be eaten.
I doubt we'd get away with it. I mean, an ancient bronze dragon's probably got a detect lie spell going on us right now, so
Detect intentions,
there's all sorts of ways of making
stare
sure
into
that we're
my
better.
eye,
Tell
and
the
you will
truth about
only
this
tell the
dragon.
truth.
So,
Yeah.
JL, is JL
That's-
ready to go?
I'm putting my life in your hands, JL.
Oh God.
I'm standing behind Shaggy. I might last a second or two longer with the breath weapon.
Can't go that badly, surely.
Easy come, easy go.
Just
And some of
don't
these spells
shower
know
your
when you look at the ancient bronze dragon. I'm like, oh, okay.
Let's put it this way: there's no way of surviving this encounter if it goes badly.
I mean, gross. I mean, I know I'm metagaming here and I'm out of character, but we haven't even needed to make a fair check. Can you imagine when she turns that fucker on?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the thing on our side is we're talking about a metallic dragon. We know the metallic dragons are supposed to be good, so we're hoping that and at the very worst, we don't get helped.
You haven't walked in here and been eaten or attacked or breath weaponed or whatever, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
from Shaggy's
That's the
point of
first
view,
thing to
John,
say, right? You're in the presence. The effects you are feeling are, holy shit! I just walked into a dragon's lair.
Yeah.
Right, a gargantuan ancient dragon's lair. Right, this thing is massive. Yeah, as I said, it's like 75, 80 feet long. This thing, and you're looking at it, you're like, I don't know how to process this. This thing is just terrifying, right? Yeah, but it hasn't done anything hostile to you. In fact, quite the opposite. It's been quite forgiving and positive towards the dwarf. It's like that's really gives you cause for feeling good about it, because you're like that sounds good,
if only we knew how much of a quota has been established for today, or even for this month, of benevolence. Maybe she's reached her quota, and we've now presented her with four half chicken breasts and a fucking slushy on the side.
I've said this is a bronze dragon. They're lawful good. They are.
But yeah, I mean, joking aside. So JL, Martin, it's over to you, I think.
Words and words.
Oh, don't forget to bow. A curtsy, you're a lady.
Megan
Right.
shuffles over and stands
Are you-
closer to Sarah.
She's
Mark,
actually backed off somewhat with she's got the dwarf and is sort of taking him back up the slope a little bit, leaving you lot sort of down on the flat bit. She seems to be she's got a bag and she seems to be giving him something to eat and drink, which you think is probably quite kindly. So, Fiendborn, you will speak for all.
Apparently so.
You just notice there's a slight change in the atmosphere in this place, and you notice that this mist is rolling up and around you. And there's a fog now thickening throughout the entire space. And only the space in which you're stood and around the outline of the dragon is resisting the fog. This fog is thickening and thickening around you in this sort of bizarre scape. You can hear sounds around you, but they're sort of almost muffled by this fog. So, Fiendborn, what can I do for you and your companions?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you for what you did for Durec, and I think he will feel some closure from this, and it will help. And it's a pleasure to meet you. And my name is Jalira, of the family Lyrian of Enchant, and I am here with the group to explain what we're doing here. And we're following in the footsteps of a great tale.
You are.
Julian the pirate paladin.
Yes, go on.
Some of it we've seen to be very...
Quality literature.
Shaggy does seem to be very taken by it. Some of it we seem to have found to be reflective of truth, and some of it's a little bit different, but we're following in the breadcrumbs and the footsteps, and we're trying to see where it leads.
Indeed. So that means what?
Well, we're wondering if there is a temple nearby, and a dragon was mentioned in this tale.
The ancient, prideful, and terrifying Vethrax. And at this, she says Vethrax, and her mouth opens, and she comes right up close to you. So literally, her nostrils and her eyes are right in front of you, and this mouth just sort of enunciates these words, and you can hear the wetness around her tongue, and you see these massive teeth.
Okay, that's it. Shaggy loses it, and he does a massive squeaky fart. He's there's definitely some air coming out of his gelatinous body from somewhere. I mean, that's scary as fuck. I'm sorry, John. That is scary as fuck.
Megan moves away. Megan shuffles away from standing anywhere near Shaggy.
These claws come down almost, basically to your right. This left claw comes down. And then the dragon shifts its body and it lays in this stream. And this water is all sort of sloshing around it. And its other massive claw comes down and sits. And there are literally these two claws next to you. And it leans in and turns its head. And it's looking straight at you, at the corner of its eye. Like out the side. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Go on.
And we were trying to follow in the footsteps and see if we could find a temple or something similar.
You wish to explore my domain? Mm-hmm.
With your permission.
Always with my permission, of course. Without it, you might find the going difficult.
Like I said to them, I like snacks, I don't want to become a snack. So.
Yes. There are things that live in my domain that could challenge you. So, you have asked. What is your offer? As a daughter of a great trading house, even one who is errant, such as yourself. Oh, You think me not informed? You think
No,
I squat in a cave here and know nothing?
I would not doubt your expansive knowledge.
Connections, contacts. I know of you. I know of your family. I know of your mother's desperate scrabble. It bothers me not. It is not important to me. So, it shifts its shoulders. Tell me, what is your offer?
The question is, what is important to you?
What is important to you?
I am prepared to offer, well, to give up my identity with the signet ring and iconography of the house. Hopefully someday I will return this.
No.
No?
No, your sacrifice. Noble, bold, but your sacrifice is not needed here. You see, as they stand silent behind you, some of your companions give away their thoughts. I can see how little they want to give up the loot that they believe that they have gained through fair means, by dint of their effort. They have got a score! Mm-hmm. Do we have a tinfoil helmet? Do we?
I'll block those mind-reading satellites.
Better watch out for the anal probe, say UFO.
Shaggy casts a
that
spell
in,
on the. Shaggy casts a spell on Varo's tinfoil helmet. It disappears and lands on Shaggy's head.
Quick, lads!
Shaggy,
Well, it's like one idea the jail turns around and there's just four of them like wrapping one roll of Franco foil going all around their whole head.
I was just going to say, I mean, Shaggy doesn't really have a brain as such. He'd have to wrap his whole body in tinfoil.
Yeah.
There's like
That's true. So a tinfoil hat wouldn't work for me.
All of his things are inside.
Yeah.
Shaggy tips himself into a tin bucket and pulls a lid over the top.
So, I can see the discomfort on their faces. I'm watching them over your shoulder. Their faces are contorting. They're so desperate to hang on to the treasure. They need the money. Adventurers are all the same, you see. It's all about the score. So, I ask again. What will you offer me? You see, you could, if you so desire, confer with your compatriots. Or you could simply look at their faces. Your choice. And she sort of, with these massive claws, she sort of puts her chin on the claws. And one eye is looking at you, JL. So she positions her head, so one eye is looking at you, and the other one is looking at the rest of you. You can just see that she's looking at both of you at the same time. and you can see the edges here, just the little fleshy bits of the edges have just curled up. You can see that she's really, really enjoying watching this discomfort on your face. It's like, I want to give the dragon money.
Varo gives a big grin, raises his hand, and says, all of it. We're all in. The story says it was everything that Julian had. Take it.
Everything that you have. Very well.
Everything that we are able to give.
She arches up and looms up over you and sort of rolls back slightly. And she looks at the ground and indicates with one of these massive claws. And then sits back on her haunches and just sits up full, like a cat. It's just this, just looking up in the sky, there's this enormous, this fog just rolls away again and disappears. And she's just sat there looking at the ground. And looking at you.
All right.
Looking at the ground. Looking at you.
We'll start piling it out. 900 copper pieces, 9,000 silver pieces, 2,400 gold pieces go in, 80 gold pieces on top, 6 gold goblets ring down on the floor.
Okay. So, what about all the other wealth that you guys are carrying at the moment? Every other penny that you have.
Okay. 1,046 gold pieces. Chunk.
Okay.
Let me see.
I am carrying. You're carrying it with you. It would be back in the ship.
No, we kind of prepared for this, so yeah, we did kind of prepare that this might actually happen. So we would have brought all of our savings with us, everything. So I fish out 1,509 gold pieces and tip it out of my pouch onto the floor.
Can you you've already put the other thing in there, Pete. Can each of you, as you're putting the things in, type out what you've...
Yep. Yep.
I look at I look at Lovlaw and I say, can I also add the 600 gold pieces that I'm keeping for yourself?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so I'll put in here Shaggy's Lovlaw savings equals 600 GP.
And I will, let's see here, 829.
I mean, we've all been penniless before.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the greater treasures are still to come, so we might walk out even, in which case we're fine, but at least we've discovered the story and we've unlocked some more of it, which I think is a good mark for what we're offering up.
Yep.
Fair enough.
At the end of the day, dear me, Shaggy, we're old. We've seen all the ups and downs.
I've been poor. I've been rich.
We've both been poor.
Yeah.
Barry's been poor, he's been on the run, he's been in far worse situations.
Like the man who will not die in Sandman.
You know, Varo, I think when it's my time to... I think when it's my turn to exit the mortal realm, I think my next reincarnation, I think I need to become a dragon. the wealth and knowledge. Knowledge, I
think
would
that'd be the-
imagine, would be
I think that'd
more
be the
important than wealth.
The good karma of 100 lifetimes.
Well, certainly seen a good 50% of that.
Her head comes round and she looks at all of you. And she moves from side to side. It's literally kind of almost like a nose passing along, a snout passing along in front of each of you. Feel her breath on you.
Okay, I'd
You
let
feel
out another wet
free.
fart.
Do you feel freed of this burden?
Okay.
Well, very spiritually
Actually-
enlightening, I'm sure.
I think to myself, actually,
My purse feels lighter.
I am a little
certainly.
bit lighter now, so yeah, I might be able
Yeah.
to move further. I might be able
She,
to be more
she turns
agile.
to you, JL. She turns to you. Here. And this huge claw comes out. Your hand into mine. Like a tiny little hand into the middle of this massive claw. She doesn't close the claw. She just and you feel, and she passes on this knowledge to you. She's transferring this knowledge to you. And in your head, you see the land alive. Immediately in your head, you see this land alive around you. And you see this path through the jungle. Go safely. And when you are done, return.
Thank you very much.
Nothing will touch you in my domain. But this place is haunted by its past and its future. She shows you this vision of this ruin in the jungle. What you find there is your concern, not mine. And she turns and coils herself back around the ship. Your pile of treasure sitting.
May we know whose domain this is?
Ah,
We have earned
yes.
the right to not know it, that name? Your name?
My apologies. I am Zagaidif.
Okay.
Nice to meet you. We will be on our way. Thank you.
May you succeed.
As soon as we get out of there, she's going to try and draw as much as she can on this piece of paper so she knows the path.
I bow to the lady, and I bow to the dragon, and I turn and walk after JL.
Oh, hang on. Sorry. Before you go.
Goes Shaggy
No,
again.
no. Before you go. Sorry. So before you leave, what she does is she invites you to eat a meal with her. Okay?
Oh boy.
Okay.
I look at Varo, I look at Megan, and I look at Lovlaw, and I'm wondering who's got the most meat on them.
Okay. Will you spend an hour and have a meal with her?
Yeah.
Yep.
It would be
Yeah.
rude not to.
Would be
Okay.
very rude
Yeah.
not to.
All right.
Yeah, very rude.
So I need to just share this link with you all. Have a quick look. Actually, before we go, right, you all partake of this meal, and this meal is incredible. She conjures this meal, and you partake of the meal. You are for the next 24 hours. All of you are immune to poison and being frightened. Okay, immune.
Nice.
Immune to
You all
poison.
make wisdom saving throws with advantage. And everyone roll 2d10.
Mm-hmm.
Roll well. Very good. Not bad.
Average.
Oh,
Crap. Nothing new there then.
I'm missing one.
2d10.
Not as bad as
Okay.
Shaggy.
Crapper than me.
That now.
Hey, do you want me to roll it again?
Your-
I'll spend a penny.
Your minimum hit points have now gone up by the amount that you rolled, and you gain those hit points as well. So temporarily, you've gained an increase to your hit points again for 24 hours.
Got it. Jump.
So by the time you have eaten this meal with her, you all feel a lot better. You're cured of all diseases and poison, but none of you were diseased or poisoned, so that's fine.
What? Just add 10 temporary hit points. Okay.
Okay.
So my 5 temporary hit points, they're just temporary, yeah?
No, they're not temporary hit points, no. Your hit point maximum increases by that amount for 24 hours. And you gain those hit points.
Okay, so if you click on your hit points on your character sheet, there's a max HP modifier. Put them in there.
Or override max HP. Let's have a look and see what the 5 does in that. Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Max HP
Okay.
modifier.
So the
Put it in
temp
there.
we can bring down.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, so it's max HP modifier you want to be hitting, like Pete said. That's the one that does it.
I have no idea what I'm doing, so yeah, right, never mind.
Sort it out for you.
You click on hit points
Yeah.
on your character sheet.
I'm clicking on it. And it's doing bugger all.
Yeah, click on the max, not the current.
On the max. Yeah.
Hitting on that and all, doing bugger all.
You don't get a HP
So you see where it says the word hit points at the bottom. Don't bother, Pete, because we're nearly finished, so don't worry. You can sort it out later.
Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it.
See where it says hit points, the actual words? Christine?
Yep, it does nothing. Honestly, it does nothing. Pete's now doing it, and it's doing nothing for him either. Just
All good.
believe me when it says doing nothing. Just leave it. It doesn't matter. It does not matter.
Yeah.
It's written down. It doesn't matter.
We'll get it sorted for next week. It'll be
Is it the
fine.
max or the
Exactly. It
max
doesn't
HP
matter.
modifier, guys? Which one did you change?
Yeah.
max HP modifier. Just put in 6 in there,
Okay, cool.
and it should all.
And then your
adjust.
max goes to whatever it is, and then in brackets, what your original was.
The original. Yep, done that for you, Megan.
Yeah.
Okay, so you all feel fantastic after this meal. Just really good. And then you head out. And you trek for a good few hours through the jungle. But you seem to cover ground a lot faster than you would have expected. You seem to be able to travel much more rapidly. And as before, stay tight as a group, and you seem to be walking through this perfect green tunnel all the time. Sounds of the jungle surround you, but nothing molests you. And then eventually, you come out into a small clearing, and you see a building ahead.
Do we slow down when we
No.
get out into the clearing?
Do
we slow
Do you-
down when we come out of the jungle and into the small clearing?
Well, there isn't really very far to go, so you just feel like you've moved. You feel like you've shifted a lot further than you expected.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot further and a
Oh,
lot
wow,
faster.
that is an imposing... I'm going to put this up on the big screen. So that looks absolutely fantastic.
So, your fate awaits inside. We'll find out more about that next week.
Oh, but it looks all very templish.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It does indeed.
That's going to be exciting.
Indeed.
Okay,
That's cool art.
Fun.
thank you.
Yeah.
We're going to say farewell to, if you have been watching. So farewell to our viewers.
Yeah. See you later,
Right.
viewers.
Bye.
See you in a week.
Don't forget you can find us on Patreon as well as many other outlets. So
Someday we will
Yeah.
figure those out.
yeah,
Okay.
we'll try to. But yeah, we'll see you next week.
I'll just I'll leave that up. And thanks a lot, folks. And I managed to get through tonight, which is good. Now I need to go for a lie down.
Absolutely.
I've had COVID
Bless
for
you.
anybody who's not been
I say,
aware.
I hope you're feeling a bit better.
Yeah.
I've been really grotty.
Yeah.
So I am starting to feel better today. I've done a few more things today. I decided to I've gone and lie down on a couple of occasions, but
Mm.
it's not feeling better. Yeah. Right. Night all.
Feel better soon.
And I'll
Night.
see you next week.
Yeah.
Mm.
Bye.
See you soon.
Good night.
Bye.
Laters.
If you got all the way to the end, we appreciate your support. Thank you for watching the NVRA whilst we bring you content of different games. If you like what we have done, please like and subscribe.